This is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades. This is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades. Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the new Road Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, as I'm doing this video, we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly pulling back. We have stocks up. But remember, in the stock market, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. And that's the reason why we hear the drums getting louder. We know the Fed just doesn't say, "I took your money." They have to get ready to build this digital economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Japan's Meta Planet buys 3.3 million more Bitcoin, raising holdings to 303 Bitcoin. And they're the MicroStrategy of Japan. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates which are down. We have the dollar down, and we know those two supposed to be, if they're down, supposed to be great for markets. But we know with all this manipulation, you definitely have to add in other factors. And then plus the geopolitical events. And then in volume and crypto right now is slightly up. We have Tether and USDC. And then we have the Fed. Repo at $328 billion yesterday. And guys, make sure you're pulling it on a daily basis during the week. And we're getting more economic data, guys. And of course, when it's still high, they say, well, it's less than expected. That's their narrative. We know inflation hasn't went anywhere when we go shopping, going out to eat. Inflation has definitely not went anywhere. But we know the Fed now is about to go through a rate-cutting cycle because these high rates are destroying this economy. Not just this economy, but the global economy. But remember, guys, this is on purpose. So then therefore, they can bring in the machines. And I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. Now we have Singapore biggest bank, DBS, rolls out blockchain-powered Treasury tokens pilot. And as we can see, the central banks want to tokenize these treasuries, tokenize this debt. And we have so many entities that are tokenizing U.S. treasuries. And that's the reason why the dollar is not going anywhere. It's just going to be on a level playing field. And that's the reason why all this spending in the United States is going to get cut. And because of that, we know we're going to have a government shutdown. And of course, during a crisis, you can do things that you normally would not have been able to do. And whoever becomes president, their job is to move us in to this fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have German state-owned development bank prepared for tokenized bond issuance with Bourse Stuttgart digital and ECB trial. And the central banks and these big banks, all these products are going to be tokenized and put on blockchain, cutting a lot of friction out of the process. And then on top of it, guys, we know they're going to have a private blockchain. You're not going to be able to see these activities. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum slightly up as I'm doing this video. And then also, guys, we have the first day of zero outflows when it comes to Ethereum spot ETF. And of course, that came from Grayscale, 14 days of outflows, 2.3 billion. And guys, we know that's just part of a plan. BlackRock and Fidelity benefit. And now we have Grayscale introduces a fund for MakerDAO. And we know these funds are going to eventually be turned over to ETFs, and BlackRock will be the beneficiary. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have Optimism is developing a native interoperability system for layer 2 chains. Also, we have tokenized asset issuer back to offer crypto real-world assets and lay them with eNOR securities. And that is all about adoption. Now we have HBAR taps crypto custodian copper to expand institutional access to HBAR tokens. And again, they're pushing adoption. And lastly, some of the events that began it all. And this was a well-orchestrated plan and takedown. The same way when we go back and look at Bitcoin. It just happened to come about as the big banks were crashing. And then, of course, the NWO runs in with crypto, the solution. But the whole time, the big banks and big corporations were behind crypto from the beginning. But we have 3 Arrows liquidators seek $1.3 billion over 2022 lunar crash. And when we look at all the liquidations, the crashes, they all could be tied together. It's either stable coins or treasuries. And we know the banks are the biggest what? I'll let you finish that. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.